So we all have a role to play here at Nationwide Children's Hospital when we're treating patients and families. I'm amazed every day at each of your roles. I thought when I was in college that my role was going to be that of a doctor. That role changed quickly when I realized I'm terrible at science. Biology and chemistry were not my jam. So I switched gears and I got a degree in healthcare administration, determined that I would still have a great role in a healthcare organization. I got a job at the foundation here at Nationwide Children's. And while I wasn't good at science, I did learn quickly that there is a science to fundraising. There's a method, there's a strategy, and there are a lot of metrics involved with fundraising. And before I get to the story of the Big Lots gift, I want to just give you a background on what Fundraising 101 looks like and what we do in the foundation. So we have several work streams that support our goal. And our goal is to raise $50 million a year to support the strategic initiatives of Nationwide Children's. One of those work streams is our events team. And this is the team that is out in the community raising money, hosting events, many of which you probably have all attended. So think about things like the Memorial Tournament and Buckeye-thon. One of the other work streams that we have is direct mail. This is a direct marketing campaign. We mail out hundreds of thousands of letters each year, and we get responses in the $25, $50 range, and we get really heartwarming stories that come in, and it raises about $2 million a year. We also have the Planned Giving Society, and that is a group of donors who leave Nationwide Children's in their estate planning. So think about bequests and wills and trusts. So donors work with their financial planners, and then we recognize them through this very special society called the Kilbourne Society. And then there's Major Gifts, and this is the team that I now oversee. We are responsible for raising about $25 million a year to support the initiatives of the hospital. That's a lot of money, and it's a challenge. And many of those gifts that we bring in support the work that each of you do. We spend years cultivating, soliciting, and stewarding these gifts. It could take anywhere from 18 months to 3 years to raise a significant major gift. And at Nationwide Children's, a major gift is in the range of $50,000. So now I'm going to switch gears a little bit to the event and kind of where this all started. So if you remember back when I talked about the work stream of events, that was a group, a team that is in the community fundraising for the hospital. Circle of Friends was one of those groups. They raised money for pediatric cancer research. I was a project coordinator at the time, and I was asked to confirm donations from previous year for the current event. So I called Big Lots. I called Big Lots and asked them if they would be willing to once again donate water to the 5K run. They said yes. I was thrilled. I got in my car a couple days later, went to the corporate headquarters to pick up that donation of water, and learned that Big Lots had generously donated a pallet of water. I didn't know what a pallet of water was until I saw this and realized that it would not fit in my car. Just the board alone that you see sitting on the bottles sitting on weighs 40 pounds. So this is a ton of water. Not a ton of water, but 1 ton of water. So this is where it all started. The guy on the forklift laughed at me and with me. I laughed with him, and the relationship started with this pallet of water. And the Big Lots relationship really did continue to grow. This is a photograph of the Encore mile at the Columbus Marathon. Once again, going back to the events and that work stream within our organization. One of the other things that Big Lots was really, really excited to do and really adamant about doing with their associates was getting their associates here on campus to help our patients and families. So we created the Big Lots Books and Bagels program. They came to the hospital twice a month and donated books and bagels to patients within our Family Resource Center. And while all of this was great, and we knew that the relationship was going to continue to build and continue to flourish, we knew that there were more things that we needed to be doing. And we in the foundation had big ideas, and the hospital had big needs, and we really wanted Big Lots to help us with some of those needs and ideas. What we were building was yet another work stream, and that was the corporate alliance work stream. We wanted to be able to fundraise in organizations, companies across the entire country. We wanted to find a corporation that would be willing to spread our message and our brand and raise significant funds for us in all of their store locations. So as you might be able to guess, we asked Big Lots, and they said yes. This is a map of all 1,400 locations across the country. So they were fundraising for Nationwide Children's in Columbus, Ohio, across the whole country. 35,000 associates working on our behalf. And to make the stores feel more connected in their region, we identified patient champions from different areas throughout the United States that were treated here in Columbus, Ohio. And those patients' pictures were in all of the stores, and they were representing the hospital across the entire country. So the campaign was a huge success. The first year we raised $2.2 million. And these are all associates from across the entire country. Big Lots flew in the top fundraisers from every different region, and they were able to celebrate with us right out on the front lawn here at Nationwide Children's. Many of these folks had never been on an airplane before, so it was just a great celebration of hard work on our behalf. And while we were celebrating this, and we knew it was great, we knew that we had to do more. We knew that there were bigger things that Nationwide Children's needed to undertake. And it was almost like a culmination, right? Like we all came together at the same time and realized, wow, we have this corporation, they're willing to fundraise and work on our behalf across the entire country. And then children's mental health is a huge issue across the entire country. So we went back to Big Lots once again, and we asked them to do their part. We asked them to come to the table with us, to design a campaign, and to sign with us to do a $50 million gift to support pediatric mental health here at our hospital. We were able to get them to commit to us to help us build the Behavioral Health Pavilion. This is the first in its kind. It's the first freestanding pediatric mental health hospital in the country. So they were doing their part, the associates were doing their part, and even some of the customers were doing their part. And I feel like I was doing a teeny tiny, really small part. But some of those stories are just too good not to share. So I want to tell you a story about a gentleman on the West Coast. So he was a customer at Big Lots. He was homeless, and he asked others for money. So his life and his livelihood was dependent on others. He was able to get enough money daily to go into the Big Lots stores and buy 1 can of tuna and 1 bottle of water every day. And he was a regular. The Big Lots associates knew him by name and really supported him, right? And so during the campaign, you know, it's your typical roundup campaign, right? So it's you're at the cash register and they ask if you'd like to donate $1. Those associates in that store did not ask this gentleman to donate $1 because he was a regular and they knew his story. Yet every time he came in, he donated what he had left of his money. And he was doing his part. And I think the stories are just very heartwarming about how everyone has a role in what we have been able to build here at Nationwide Children's. One of the other stories that I really like is an elderly Big Lots associate. So she walked to work every day. I think it was about 2 miles. I think she was 71 years old. And she collected change that she saw on the street on her way into work. And she donated it. She put it in the canister, and she really was dedicated and wanted her store to be one of the top fundraising stores. And they did end up winning. At the end of the campaign, she donated $1,500 of her own personal money to get them over the edge. So again, just tremendous stories of everybody doing their part and having a role. And while I wasn't a scientist, I still feel like I played a small role in something really big in building the Big Lots Behavioral Health Pavilion. And I want to make sure that you all know that you played a big part in that too. Thank you.